I say I'm so bad. I was such a bad employee. I'd open on my own business because I fucking hate having. Like,
dude,
I'm easily manipulated at work, but no one gets it. Like, I'll tell my boss, like, dude, just don't tell me what to do ever. But if you ask me, I love being helpful. But if you tell me what to do, I'm gonna be like, nah,
eat a dick
I ain't doing
and
that.
die.
Like, and I've had this anytime I've been in a relationship too. It's like, please don't tell me to do something. Like, like, it's so easy to trick me. Just don't tell me. The moment you tell me, like, hey, go wash those dishes, I'll be like, you can go fuck yourself.
I know
move
exactly
out yesterday.
I didn't know what the word
same.
was for it until we had Mr. Dibs on. Shout out to Dibs.
Yeah, you said a smart word. Oppositional what?
So I found it out through him because he's got like a bunch of mental issues and stuff. He has like psychiatric codes tattooed on his head, which normally it would sound like bullshit until you meet the guy. And it's like, no, he fucking and he got it from Big Meese also. So it looks crispy as fuck.
Big Meese is that man.
Yeah, exactly. He's got Big Meese, oppositional defiance, psychiatric codes on there. I was like, what's that word? And he was like, oppositional defiance disorder. I was like, what's that mean? It's like when I'll do something to be helpful with my friends, or like I'll go along with something if it feels like it's my idea. But the second that I feel like you're commanding me or telling me something, I'm like, fuck you to death immediately. Now I was like, there's a word for what I am.
Damn, I probably have
fucking
that,
that's when you were saying it. It gave me relief to hear Dibs say that because I was like, I'm not gonna self-diagnose because that's
I just
douchey,
thought I was an
but
asshole.
yeah, me too. And then I heard that, and I was like, that's so on fucking point for.
They diagnosed Lily real young.
Yeah, I
bet.
bet.
Did not take long. They were like, hold on, we got a name for this.
They hit me with Tourette syndrome, and they're like, everything else is that.
Yeah.
She walked into a psychiatrist's office, sit down. She's like, bitch, you sit down. Like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna.
My mom liked to tell this story of me when I was a little kid. I guess I was like real little, like 4 or 5 or whatever, And I'm in a doctor's office. It's just like a regular checkup or whatever. And like the doctor told me to do something. I was like, no. And then they're like, sit down. And I was like, no. And they told me something else. So I sprinted out of the room. And I apparently put my arm on like the counter and knocked everything off the counter as I was sprinting. And I started like pulling down picture frames and shit.
There's an episode of South Park where they bring Cartman in to the doctor.
Yeah, when they're trying to give him a shot.
And he gets completely naked and he starts making pig noises.
Yeah, that was me, bro. That was me. I'm like a less racist fucking Cartman.
I like how he says not. He didn't say not racist. Less racist.
I just really hate British people. I think.
What you got against
like
that's not a race.
What
you got against them?
They're just annoying. There's everything about them.
What annoying
I'm just riffing.
Okay.
I'm just riffing hate speech. It's
British
half
people.
This podcast.
Yeah,
They've been imperializing the world for hundreds of years. They'll be fine.
Once again, Cody's like, oh, there's a name for what I am?
I'm punching up at least.
Riffing hate speech.
But no, apparently the doctor like had to pull me into another room. And like my mom was like fucking 20 or something. And they're like, yo, it's never too young to start beating his ass. And then my mom took that to heart.